Today is Saturday the 13th of November 2010, and I am here to take Father God's message for today, and he is saying, today is an important day. Though most of humanity is unaware of it. It is a day when great change is truly beginning to come forth upon your planet. And this change is occurring on many levels. These changes include changes within the planet itself. There are steps that the planet needs to take to begin to prepare for the ascension process. And that work begins in earnest today. There are also changes that will flow forth in the experience of humanity. Changes which will disrupt how life is viewed. So many of humanity believe that they have life figured out, that they have figured out how to make life work for themselves until they get through their 80 years. And so much of humanity is in that place, in that, in a sense, complacent place. Even though there are many stresses of living that every human being experiences, there is still this, in a sense, complacency about the nature of life and how it works. And my friends, it doesn't work as most of you perceive it. And so this is about to be shaken on many levels. Life as you see it is about to be disrupted. And I mention this to you because these disruptions are planned. They have always been planned. The specific nature of them was not necessarily specified because their specific nature would depend upon exactly where humanity was at the time that these processes began. But these disruptions were going to come because humanity needed to be shaken up from their slumber, if you will, to begin to question the nature of life, what it means, what life is about. I anticipate that the processes that are about to begin will undermine the financial base of many senior people who believe they have their financial position sorted out, that the funding is in place for them to live out their lives in comfort. For many this will be severely disrupted. And as I say, so many will begin to question what life is about. And this is an important part of the process of preparing for what is unfolding in a little over 2 years. Humanity needs to prepare, as I have said many times and others have said many times. And in a sense, the preparation is simple. Acknowledge your Creator, clear your negative karmic past, and rejuvenate your physical body. Those things are so far from the thoughts of most of humanity that there is no space for them to hear. Indeed, those of you that are walking a spiritual path, as you know, most of humanity thinks you're a nutcase. And if you go and start talking to them about what you understand is unfolding at the end of 2012 and beyond, they think you're even more crazy. But you, dear ones, are the ones who have the true picture in place, because all that you understand about what will unfold, beginning with that solstice of December 2012, the reawakening of the DNA at the end of December 2012, and ascension at the March equinox of 2013, all of that is going to happen. And so there are many steps associated with this awakening process. We have spoken many times about rejuvenation coming forth upon your planet, and as yet that has not appeared, as you know. And I have said many times it's about to come forth, and I do say that once more. However, I have not mentioned these changes that are about to come forth because I felt it was not time to do so. I did not wish to generate unnecessary fear and confusion. There will be plenty of that, my friends, because it will take quite a deal of change, of disruption, to awaken humanity to what is unfolding, and for them to begin to realize how deeply they have been duped and manipulated over a long period of time. But that understanding needs to come forth, and they need to begin to understand the nature of truth, the nature of what is actually unfolding and why, and who and what they are, that they are much more than this physical body living out this life and then crossing over or simply dying with nothing remaining beyond that, as so many believe. All of this must change, and change it will. And so today is the marker, the point at which all of this will begin in earnest. And so I wanted to come forth and flag this to you, because it is important for you to, you could say, gird your loins, to be ready for this disruption, to understand that much disruption is about to come forth in the world as you know it. There will be a great deal of disruption on many, many levels, and so I encourage you to consider what that might mean, what the possibilities are, and how you can best prepare. I will say to you, however, that all those who are walking this path are preparing for ascension, are preparing themselves for what is arriving at the end of 2012. All of you will be protected. It might seem difficult to understand this, and I'm not saying that you will not experience some of the disruption, because you will. But in an ultimate sense you will be protected. You will pass through all of this in a much better place than those who are not. And this in part is so that you will stand as a contrast. Those of you that have experienced the karmic clearing command, and as the rejuvenation command comes forth, especially you will stand out in amongst the rest of humanity. You will be a beacon, and in amongst the disruption and difficulty you will shine like a beacon as you walk with grace and peace in your heart that will shine forth from you in manners that at the moment you cannot imagine. But it will be so, my friends, it will be so. And this process, as I say, begins today. And so it is.